Hi students, in this paper we are going to discuss Infosys Verbal Test 7. The first question we have here is a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. So if you look at the sentence is an idiom, we need to find out the right answer. So by reading the options, being upset for something that happened in the past, having something that is certain is much better than taking a risk for someone for more because chances are you might lose something. Anything that is common and easy to get, something good that isn't recognized first. So here we have option B. That is the correct answer. A bird in hand is worth two in the bush is nothing but having something that is certain is much better than taking a risk for more because chances are you might get you might lose everything. Next one we have here is select the most appropriate word or one word. The science of dealing with production control and application of very low temperatures. So it means, so this is a explanation for given words, that is nothing but cryogenics. Cryogenics is the answer. What do we mean by cytology? It refers to study of cells. Okay. Next one we have is chromatics. As you might have known, chrome is nothing but colors, something that deals with colors. Next one, cipher. Cipher is something related to codes, refer to codes and encryption. You might have studied. Okay, so that is the meaning of the words: colors, chromatic, cytology, study of cells. So the answer is cryogenics. Next, we have a passage. Growth may be defined as quantitative increase in size or mass when weight is measured in kilograms and height in centimeters from time to time. We can know how much growth has occurred in a child. When the organs of the body grow, the number, the size, and the weight of their cells increase. Growth can be measured in terms of change in length, width, depth, and volume in a specific time period. Although Although growth is a characteristic of living beings, in all living beings, the rate of the rate of growth also depends on nutrition and living conditions, including the environment at home. Growth, development, and maturation occur side by side. Growth is a quantitative increase in size through increase in number of cells or elongation of cells. Development may be defined as the progression of changes, both qualitative and quantitative, which lead to undifferentiated mass of cells to a highly organized state. Maturation is the measure of functional capacity. For example, a child begins to speak by making unintelligible sounds, then slowly it acquires the capacity for speaking in a manner which is easily understood by others. Another example of maturation is when a child begins to crawl and then matures to a state of walking on two legs. Similarly, organs of reproduction reach maturity at the end of puberty. So, from the given questions, we have which of the following factor does not affect the rate of growth in the living beings? Which of the following factors does not affect the rate of growth in the living beings? So if we look at here, when weight is measured, we can know how much growth, when the organs of body growth, the number and size weight increases. Growth can be measured in terms of change in length, width, and depth and volume in specific period. All the growth in the characteristics of living beings, the rate of growth also depends on nutrition, living conditions, and environment at home, right? Living condition, nutritions. So the rate of growth that they are asking does not affect is skin tone, right? Next one, according to the passage, the quantitative, they are asking quantitative increase in size called. So quantitative increase in size, growth may be defined as quantitative increase in size or mass. So the answer is growth. Next one, maturation is directly related to dash. Maturation, maturation is measure of functional capacity. So the answer is functional capacity. Next one, antonym of the word increase. So what do you mean by a word increase? That is diminish, right? Diminish is to decrease. Next one, which of the following process occur along with development and growth? Development and growth. So if we see here, growth, development and maturation occur side by side. So that means that along with growth and development, we have maturation. Yeah. Next one, moving ahead. Did he get a new shirt? Yes, he bought for himself one. He bought, yes, he bought one for himself. Yes, he bought one himself. Yes, he bought himself one. So in all these in all these options, if you look at, yeah, did he get a new shirt? Yes, he bought for himself one. We don't say himself one. We always say one for himself. That is the reason here the answer is D. Yes, he get a new shirt. Did he get a new shirt? Yes, he bought one for himself. Other options are awkward and the sentence is not properly constructed. Next one, as the experience of many countries have shown, the prevention is better than to cure. So they're asking us identify the segment that contains the grammatical error. So if you see here, as the experience of many countries has shown. So you may be thinking there may be error, okay, because they have mentioned many countries, there should be have, but it is incorrect. The reason is always identify what is the subject in the sentence. The subject in the sentence is the experience. Here the experience is the subject, the experience of many countries. Okay, so that is the reason has is correct. So what is incorrect? Prevention is better than cure. There need not be any preposition to. So that is the reason the correction is here. Next one, a good boss does not waste his valuable time finding faults with his subordinates. A good boss. So what are they asking? Select the alternative which will improve the underlying part of the sentence. So here the underlying part is this one. Okay. So the correct answer is As a good boss does not waste his valuable time finding faults with his subordinates. Finding faults, the option is finding fault with his subordinates, finding faults of his subordinates, to find faults with his subordinates. So the answer is a good boss does not waste his time, does not waste his valuable time finding fault with his subordinate. So option A is the answer. So we need to mention finding fault is the correct. When we say finding faults is grammatically incorrect. We always say finding fault. That is the reason the B option is incorrect. Other options, anyways, they are incorrect. Next one, what are they asking? A sentence is given which with a part of it missing and represented as blank. Choose a phrase. Older people and people with pre-existing medical conditions such as asthma, diabetes, heart disease appear to be more dash to becoming severely ill with virus. So, older people and people with pre-existing medical conditions such as asthma, diabetes, and heart disease appear to be more vulnerable, right? What is the meaning of vulnerable? Vulnerable is nothing but susceptible to harm, like they are more prone to harm and illness, right? We call them as vulnerable. Okay, that is the meaning of vulnerable. Next one we have here sequencing question. While I was inside, we have to arrange them in, we have to rearrange them to form a meaningful and grammatically correct sentence. Whenever you are solving, try to look at the first sentence in all the options. Here there is R, P, R, R. So only either R should come or P should come. While I was inside, struggling with maths and chemistry, my father was constructing a temporary scaffolding on the campus grounds, and but this option is being left out. So option A is wrong. Next one, sorry, option if we are starting with P, this option is wrong. Now let us see option A. While I was inside the classroom. Next is P, struggling with maths and chemistry. My father was constructing a temporary scaffolding on the campus ground. So this option is meaningfully arranged. Other options you can try, they are not meaningfully arranged. Because we have to come across P and Q together, maths and chemistry. Next one, we may need to find the if there are any errors in the sentence, which part of the sentence has an error. The growing popularity the growing popularity of electronic books has distanced the masses from pleasures of real book. The growing popularity, which part of the sentence has error? Okay, so the growing popularity of electronic books, so distanced the masses from the pleasure of real book. So if you see whether subject and verb are agreed, yes, the subject is the growing popularity is the subject. The subject is not the electronic books. Always remember whatever that you come across next to of, we should not consider it as subject of the sentence. If you remember in the previous question as well, we have something next to of. Where was it? I did not remember exactly. Okay, the question, but let me find that question. Here. The experience of many countries has shown. Here also don't consider many countries as subject because whatever that comes next to of is not a subject. The subject is the experience. That is the reason we have used here has as the subject. Similarly, in this particular question, the growing popularity of electronic books has distance. The growing popularity is subject, has is also singular. It is okay to use has instead of have. Distance the masses from the pleasures of real books. So there is no error in this sentence. Okay, option 4. Next one. The government has ordered that all the coaching centers without fire safety arrangements house above the fourth floor be shut down immediately. So they are asking us to substitute the underlined segment in the given sentence. Okay, so the underlined sentence is this: house above the fourth floor. The government has ordered that all the coaching centers without fire safety arrangements house up to the fourth floor. This does not make any sense. The government has ordered that all the coaching centers without the fire safety arrangements housed over a fourth floor. Yeah, this is making sense. Let us look at another option. The government has ordered that all the coaching centers without fire safety arrangements housed above the fourth floor. Housed above the fourth floor. Right. So if you look at here, option 2 and 4, there is a difference of preposition, that is housed over, housed above. So we don't say housed over, right? We say housed above. That is the reason housed above is the appropriate answer. We always say one floor is above another floor. We don't say one floor is over the another floor. We use over when, for example, water flows over the bridge. That means that it is in the movement from one place to another place, it goes over. So in that case, we say over the bridge. But here, if we are talking about one on another, we say one floor is above the another floor. Next one, we have again here sentence arrangement question. Okay, so for yeah, let us look at here. For it was but a pool. Now here if you look at options PRSP. So PRS, whether P can come first or R can come first, S can come first. For it was but a pool his words, it doesn't make sense. So Q option won't come first. Pool for it was but a pool action and efforts. This also not making sense. For it was a pool of hopes and nothing more. So only P should come first. That means either one or option 4 should come first. Now let us read. For it was but a pool of hopes and nothing more, comma. His words did not coincide with his action and effort. So PQSR. So that is the reason option 1 is correct. Next one, in the given question, four words were given out of which one word is correctly spelled. To grandeur, GRANDEUR. So option 3 is correct. So what is the meaning of grandeur? It means like splendid, right? Something which is looking great. That is the meaning of grandeur. Next one, choose a word that which expresses nearly the same meaning. Meteoric. What is the meaning of um, meteoric? That is dramatic. Meteoric is nothing but something that happens suddenly and dramatically. So dramatic is the right option. Next one, which of the following sentences is correct? The news are false and baseless. The news were false and baseless. The news is false and baseless. The news are false and baseless. So always remember the news is a uncountable noun and we always should use singular singular verb, that is. There are few words even though that ends with yes, we should still use it as a singular verb. For example, news, physics, all these are singular words. Like, so we have to use singular verb. So the answer is here this. Next one, select the option which is not an antonym of another word by way of adding prefix yes. So they are asking us if we, there is, find out the word that not required dis as a prefix. So that is nothing but distinguished, because we know other words we can be able to do a syllabification like disqualify, disintegrated. But when it comes to distinguished, it is a single word. Next one, out of the given four options, tick the correct option. His elder brother gave him many advice. His elder brother gave him many good advices. His elder brother gave him many good advices. So here if you see, all the three options are incorrect. The reason is whenever we use advice, advice is an uncountable noun. So we should not use many. For uncountable nouns, we use much. Okay. And advice, there is no such thing called advices. Advice itself is a ADVI. Advice is a uncountable noun. Okay. So uncountable nouns do not have singular or plural. Advice itself is a ad, like it can be one advice or many advice. Okay. So if then you may have a question. ADVICE, ADVISC. ADVISC is a verb. Okay. Then we can say whenever we are using singular subject, then we can use he advises us. ADVISCS. He advises the council. He advises the council. Then here it is correct. He advises ADVISCS. But ADVICES is incorrect. Only ADVICE is correct. So CESC. Please remember this carefully. Okay, next we have grammar test. Choose the correct word. She dash to the market every Sunday. She goes to the market because singular subject, singular verb, and they have mentioned every Sunday. Every Sunday means simple present. So that is the reason we should use only simple present. We should not use past. Next one, he has been living in the house since, right? We always use since for point of time. Since we use for point of time. For we use for period of time. Okay. Next one. By the time the train arrived, we dash for an hour. Okay. By the time train arrived, we waited for an hour. Okay, we had waited for an hour. The reason is it is in by the time train arrived. Train arrived is in past tense. So the other sentence should be in past perfect. Next one. She saw dash eagle flying high in the sky. She saw an eagle. Okay. Next one. I will come to your party. Dash. I finish my homework. Okay. I will come to your party if I finish my homework. This is A. So this is if clause. If you remember, there we have three if clauses. The first if clause is if I finish my homework, I will come to the party. So if plus V1 plus object followed by simple future. That is this if clause, first if clause. So that's all from this paper. This is the end of Infosys Verbal Test 7 questions. Thank you.